the contract dates tab. This is where the information regarding your mutual day is going to live, where your expected closing date is going to live, and then if for some reason you run into the rare occasion that the closing date is 30 days after mutual instead of a specific date, you can type in that number and click this little lightning bolt, and it'll automatically find that 30 calendar date.
Okay.
This tool in the events is also very handy for your tasks that are more than 10 days. But when initially setting up your events, you'll have your transactions mutual acceptance dates. If you have a financing contingency for your buyer, you would simply change that, and it has space for when the loan application is due, which happens to be, in this case, 6 days after mutual acceptance. So you would just type that in, and this will calculate 6 calendar days. And I double check to make sure it's not on the weekend.
Does that account for Memorial Day by chance? I'm just curious if it does.
Nope. So if you have a 5 days or less situation, you are currently unable to use the auto-populate feature, because I explained to the designer what our rules were, and he laughed really hard.
He's like, hell no.
He said that this is a feature that they are not currently willing to invest the time in creating for us. But I imagine over time, this is something that I'm going to continue pushing for to help admin not have to worry if they counted the day right or not. So for now, if it's a 5 days or less, the cool feature is you can come in, the yellow day is today, and if it's counting from there, you can count right on a calendar: 1, not a holiday; 2, 3, 4, and then 5, or 4 in this case. And same thing with these. If the loan information is due in 10 days, you type in 10 and the autofill, it picks 10 calendar days. It still does not recognize falling on a Sunday. This is why I come back over here and check. It's like, oh, that's a Sunday, cool, we can move it to the next Monday. Seller's right to terminate is 30 days away. Again, let's put it in the right spot, 30 days away, autofill, and it populates that. Once you've gotten your transaction dates set, so we've got earnest money due in 2 days, which would be the 29th. The home inspection is scheduled on Memorial Day. It's not an all-day event because we want to know what time that inspection is kept, and it's at 10 a.m. So that way in the system we can see the appointments at 10 a.m. For due days, we leave those as all day so that we don't clog up our working calendar. We can just see it at the top as, the inspection period is over on the 31st instead of 9 p.m. on the 31st, and then we may miss that. This is a sewer property, so we don't have to worry about septic, and any dates that you don't fill in here will not pull through to the transaction. So if there's something that you want to ignore, you can simply ignore it and apply the rest that matters. The event templates are also something that you can edit to read what you would like it to read instead of what it is here. And we'll get into that once we finish up the contract tabs.